That was in Lee's room. Jen, this is weird.
What?
Another one of those mirrors where there's like a weird drawing. Hey Paranormies, it's Alice and Jen, and you're on The Light Side of the Paranormal.
Today we are at the salon. There has been multiple things that have happened since the last time we updated you, and now is the time for another update. And on top of all that, we got to speak to the property manager this morning, and he let us see one of the rooms on the 3rd floor, and we did a quick investigation out there, and it is super creepy. You're gonna wanna stick around to watch that. So in the previous investigation that we did here, I mentioned in asking questions, are we connecting with a child? And it was just a feeling I had, so I asked the question, but Alice was kind of like, can you ring the bell twice, back to back? Ding ding. If we're communicating with a child? There's somebody up on the 3rd floor that has a business, and she was experiencing a lot of running up and down the hall sounds. And when she would look out her door, there's nobody in the hallway. This is a long stretch of hallway, and so you would see or hear somebody running around the corner, which she did not. She also has a metal mail slot that she heard opening and closing, like someone's like peeking or sticking their fingers in there. And she would open the door, see who's messing with that, and there would be nobody there. We have not spoken with her yet, although we have sent her a message to try and get a more detailed version of this story. What we know is what the property manager told us. She had somebody she knows come over who is intuitive, and they tried to make a connection, and what this person felt was that it was the spirit of a little girl, and they did something that we don't know to try and help that spirit move on.
But the interesting layer to that is what we found out today, and that is directly across the hall from this unit, from this lady's business, there used to be a child psychology diagnosis assessment center, yes. So there's all these rooms with two-way mirrors where they used to observe the children, but we were actually able to gain access to that unit, and that's what Jen was kind of poking at earlier in this video, and you're going to come along with us while we explore that at the end of this video today.
So it would make sense that having had that across the hall, that she would be experiencing more of the child ghost-like activity 2 floors up, when we don't really experience a lot of that down here. Also important to note that her door and that door across the hall are like the only doors in that hallway, and that door does not have a mail slot. So the sound she's hearing is definitely from her unit. So this just adds to the information that we're gaining about this building. I have another friend that works in this building. She's a tattoo artist, and she is 2 floors above us, same floor as the child spirit. And I was telling her about the guy with the long coat.
So if you don't know about that, make sure to catch up on our videos.
But she went home and she mentioned this stuff to her fiance, and he told her this, which she then texted to me, and I'll read this to you guys because this is so strange, and this just adds to
the layers of weird.
Yeah. So she said that her fiance just told her a story about a couple of his friends and him sneaking into this building years ago before it was bought and restored. I asked her what year he thought this was, and he said about 1989. So before it was restored, it was kind of just sitting here. I don't want to say abandoned because it wasn't abandoned, but it was vacant for a while. They went in one of the rooms on the second or third floor, and there was just a projector on a table and some reels. So they put a reel on, and it was a black and white video of, and I am trying to be as sensitive as possible here, and I apologize if this is not the correct term, but mentally disabled, naked people being bathed, as in like a how-to video. And while they were watching this video, they heard the loudest bang, and it scared the living shit out of them, and they all ran out of the building.
That's so messed up.
They're using these as training videos for what? So what was here that they were doing, that they were using that, and why is it just sitting there after everything has been, like after the building has been vacated? She also said, I remember reading after World War II, they used to train civilian volunteers associated with the Air Force in here, in this building. I wonder if somehow that has something to do with it.
Weird. I know that this wasn't like specifically said in the story, but when you're telling this, in my head, I'm just picturing footage from freaking Penhurst Asylum. Mm-hmm. Like a grainy reel of black and white footage of just these people. I know
like being filmed naked, like obviously.
That's very dehumanizing, I would think.
I'm gonna say without consent, likely.
Mm-hmm. Like, were they able to even give consent? Depending
That's what I mean.
On,
Probably not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that just adds to like more stuff we've found out about this place. And I also had somebody confirm that when the needle exchange program was here, there was a lot of people overdosing and having to be removed from the stairwells and stuff because they were just completely not okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there's that as well.
There's a lot of traumatic events that have happened in this building, but also like very like clinical things, mm-hmm. and mixed with a whole bunch of spirituality.
Throw a bunch of kids in there,
and
a youth center. Like, it's a mixed bag for sure.
Yes, but it does all relate to what we've been finding the more we investigate this building, the more we dive into the paranormal side of what's gone on here and what's going on here now. When we're looking at the past compared to what we're getting, like, there are a lot of correlations. And yeah, it feels like every time that we learn a little bit more about the history here, we get another puzzle piece to lay down. So there was a situation recently, like just a couple of weeks ago. I very rarely take days off work, okay? And of course, the one day I'm not here, there's a freaking paranormal event that happens in broad daylight in the middle of a busy salon with a bunch of people in here. But luckily, we have our security cameras that were able to catch the whole thing. Sydney, our beautiful stylist Sydney, she was working on a client, and her client had a water bottle on the station.
It was like a big metal like Stanley.
Yeah, and it was quite full, and it was like heavy. And so it was sitting, granted it was sitting close
right
to
here.
the edge. Yeah, it's literally right in front of us. I keep looking this way because I'm looking at it. I know, yeah,
it's right
probably
here.
Mentioned that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was a little bit close to the edge, but not enough that it would wobble off on its own unless it was bumped or like the station was shaken or something like that. And you can very clearly see in the footage that no one interacted with said cup at all. Like, no contact was made, nothing was shaken. Mm-hmm. The cup just looks like it falls off. And you know what? If we were reacting to a paranormal compilation mm-hmm. together, the way that it came off, I would have been the first to say, it looks like there was a fishing line attached mm-hmm. to it and someone pulled it. It's kind of what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it kind of falls in a way that it looks like it's been, say this is the cup, like this. Or pulled, like, not, and then it falls.
Yes.
The way a cat would, right? Like, it's kind of pushed from the top. And myself, Gavin, Sarah, I had Sarah look at it too. You looked at it, Sydney looked at it, it's at her station. We all watched to make sure that nobody bumped the station, that the mirror didn't like shake a little bit first, like as in, you know, somebody brushed up against it. Mm-hmm. None of us can find any evidence of that, and you can see a client kind of across the way cross her legs first. So originally I thought, oh, she's crossing her legs, she probably kicked something. She crosses her legs, and then it falls. So she doesn't kick anything.
This is just something crazy that happened.
Yeah, and we were lucky enough that when it happened, Sydney was like, "What time is it?" And looked at the clock, found out the time, and then texted you immediately. Have Jenna check the cameras.
Yeah, like you need to check these cameras and send them to me and let me know what you guys think. Like Sydney immediately was on it. Thank goodness.
So after that had happened with the water bottle, I looked back the night before to see if anything weird happened. So if you watch Sydney's station as well, this white orb, I mean, it is circular a little
Apparition?
bit. Looks like it comes out of her mirror and up towards the camera, and that's exactly where the water bottle fell. So since our last update video until now, I will just toss in a string of strange things that has happened that we've caught on the security cameras between then and now. So there's...
That was in Lee's room. Nobody's in there.
That's a car outside. But yeah.
Important to mention. Sounded like someone sat on her bed.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It kind of cracks and creaks. I check the cameras every night. One night in particular, there was multiple orbs and like white flashes and like apparition-y kind of stuff on both cameras, and it was super strange. And to make it all even stranger, it was the one night that Lee closed her door. She always leaves her door open, just helps keep the air circulating and the heat and such. But I noticed because I'm watching all these orbs, and then I was like, hey, Lee's door's closed. She never closes it. It's also on my radar because it has a mirror on it when it's open, and I'm always like looking for shit in the mirror. But it was closed, so I had to like scroll back and make sure it didn't close on its own. And it was her that closed it when she left the salon and then opened it the next morning. And all this weird shit happened that night. And like the camera was glitching, and anyway.
It makes you wonder if like usually the spirits all like congregate in Lee's room at night, and like that's where they are, and so we can't see them, but then like because they can't go in there that night, they're all just hanging out here and having their party out here. We like, obviously some of you might be quick to comment like, then put cameras in there.
Right.
But it is a tattoo room. You know, people are getting all parts of their bodies tattooed, people are undressing in things, and that is a privacy issue. We are not going to do that. But selfishly, in situations like this, I wish that we could, but we won't.
Yeah, so here's just a string of random stuff, including noises. A pop sound that we hear often, and we heard it when we were talking about the pop sound today.
Literally today.
Here. So we'll include all of that here.
We've included a few clips of orbs. We don't typically point out orbs because they can be easily shrugged off as dust, but we find when we get specific orbs at the salon, they behave very strangely. In this clip, a staff member is at the salon after hours. The camera does a strange glitching around him, which it's never done around a person before. Then he hears the sound of a car and two loud bangs. We don't know the source of those two sounds, but he does look in the direction of where he hears them from and doesn't know what created them. Having those sounds happen right after that glitching seems more than coincidence. This is the night that Lee left her door closed. We've slowed down the clip so you can better see these strange lights that seem to happen. This one in particular. These don't look like typical orbs. They're more like white flashes and sparkles. In this clip, there's some strange glitching around the bottom left and right corners. Since this night, we've started experimenting with leaving Lee's door and the office door open and closed on different nights to get different results.
That's the call.
Something on the right-hand side here just popping in to say hello. On this particular night, Lee's ring light turned on by itself, and then a few hours later, it turned off by itself. This light has a button that needs to be pressed to turn on and off. Almost an hour later, it turned back on again, and then remained on until it was turned off by staff later that day. Lee was shocked when we showed her this clip. She let us know that she had just bought that light 3 days prior, and it was secondhand. Who knows where it came from and what may have been brought into the salon along with it. On this night, we had another orb behaving strangely, and then shortly after, this item falls. As you can see by the time, it's 3:14. And as paranormal investigators, we know strange stuff happens the most around that time of night. We checked the other camera angle to see if we could see what caused it to fall. It falls right here, but there's no audio recorded. And watch the timestamp as it glitches from 3:14 to 3:16. Again, here's some quick shimmers and blinks of light. This has to be one of the strangest orb clips that we have, because that galloping sound that comes along with it fades in and out with the movement of the orb. This shows a little bit more typical orb behavior that you would expect with dust, but it's these quick flashes that have us thinking it's not dust.
Hey Paranormies, I had to jump in while I was editing to let you guys know that this video has become so much more than we intended it to be. When Alice and I filmed this video near the end of March, we had a couple of clips of strange noises and these weird orbs, Lee's light turning on and off, the canister at the one station falling off, and the water bottle falling off of Sydney Station. That was the evidence we were going to present to you guys as this is the weird shit we've caught through the middle of the night when no one's here. But every single day since then, as I edit a little bit, I check the cameras and we're going on something strange happening almost every night now. And I take those clips and throw them in, and my editing process has just never ended. Because I'm just continually editing the weird stuff that we're catching every night. At this point, it is April 24th. I'm really hoping I can put some finishing touches on this video, throw in the last mind-blowingly strange clip that we've got, and upload this video. And from this point on, I think what I need to be doing is uploading YouTube shorts and TikToks of the weird stuff that's happening almost every night, rather than bulking it all together and having this never-ending YouTube video. Because this video is a long one, and me rambling here isn't helping. The intention of this video was supposed to be an update and a mini investigation of the children's mental health unit, and it has turned into a very long video. Now I could split them in two and have the first half and then the investigation be the second half, but I think it's really important that they go together, so I'm really hoping that you guys stick around to watch the entire video. But I wanted to jump on here and tell you guys all of that, as well as give you this little introduction of this next clip I'm going to include. This is one of the strangest things that has happened in the salon, and I want to shrug it off so badly as a shadow or something that can be explained, and it just can't. I can't explain it. I've shown it to multiple people, and comparing this clip to many of the previous other nights, this figure is just not in any of those clips. So like, what the hell is this? Anyway, as always, if you have answers or ideas or anything else, please leave it in the comment section down below, but here you go. The figure that stood in the window for over 8 hours straight.
I've included these two clips here so you can see in the window the night before, nothing strange, the night after, nothing strange either, but on April 17th, something is standing in the window here. It's not a reflection, because if it was a reflection from something in the salon, we would see it every night. And a large truck runs past it right here, and you can see the lights run behind it. It almost looks like something is standing just outside the window looking in. But this is impossible because even though it's a first floor, we are technically just over 2 floors up. I've changed the contrast here so it stands out better. It sometimes looks like it even shifts its weight, but it stood here for about 9 hours. And as we went through the video frame by frame, it even changes its shape and its appearance multiple times. I've put together some screenshots that I took from that and even drew out what we were seeing so you guys could see it as well. This is the first shape we can see here. It looks like a woman looking away from the camera. So you're looking at her back. She has really long hair, and you can see her shoulders on the left and right side. She almost has like a very thin waist. You can see the light shining through on either side of her arm here. Next shape we have is also a woman. She has more defined feminine features and almost a shorter haircut. This is the next one. I don't know what we're looking at here, but this is some kind of face situation. I don't know, super creepy. This next one is the one that I find really, really defined. It's a woman with her head tilted to the right. She's looking at the camera now. You can see her bangs, her hair, one shoulder. You can see the light coming through other shoulder, and her face. You have eyebrows, eyes, nose, little mouth. And then when I get rid of all of that, you can really see her looking in. This next one here looks like some kind of devil-looking creature. It almost looks like a goat man. You have like an floppy ear on this side, face, shoulder. The hand comes up this time. You see the hand in front of the body like this, other shoulder. And then what I didn't point out until after, and I realized it has horns, one on each side coming up. Okay, this next one, totally different shape. Looks like a woman looking at us with very blunt, thick bangs straight across, just above her eyes, kind of like a short bob haircut, and you still see shoulders. So when I take all of this away, you'll be able to see that bang or that fringe across her eyes. Really thick hair. This next one is very defined as a face. I don't think I need to really point anything out here, especially when I get rid of these red lines. That's a person. There's another one, head kind of tilted to the side, and you can see like a nose and eyes and like a frowny mouth. Like it's kind of looking up at the sky a little bit and tilted head to the side and back, and then this weird spine thing in the middle. Next figure, another really easy to see head, shoulders. This next one gives me chills. That's a full-on alien. That's a full-on gray alien, big head, big black eyes. You even have a little shiny bit right there. Very skinny shoulders close to the neck, not really much of a neck. And I play with it a little bit here so you can really see that alien shape. Yeah, this is a full-on alien looking in the window, and it scares the crap out of me. We've talked about this a lot, and we don't really know what is happening here, but it's undeniable that there's something standing in the window. Like I said earlier, we really wanted to shrug it off as something else. There has to be some kind of explanation. But when you flat out just look at it, that's the figure of a person there, especially since we have multiple nights with this view and absolutely nothing resembling a humanoid shape in that window. Again, we're 2 floors up. You cannot stand out there. And even when that truck goes past, you can see that this figure stops around the belly button and there's nothing underneath. So are we looking at something outside looking in, or are we seeing through something standing in front of the window and only seeing its reflection? I don't know, but this is really freaky, and this has got to be one of the weirdest, creepiest paranormal things we've caught at the salon to date.
Something else the property manager told us that we want to include is in regards to some weird happenings of chairs. I said that weird, but whatever. There's like random office chairs that are scattered throughout the empty units of the building. People just keep kind of like moving storage shit all over the place. There was this one unit that had been completely cleaned out because they were getting ready to do renovations and rent it out. And so there was absolutely nothing in this unit. And then the property manager goes in there and there is just a single chair placed on kind of a weird angle as if someone were to be sitting and looking out the window. He asked everyone that works in the building, like, hey, like, why'd you bring a chair in there? Like, what are you doing in there? We're trying to keep it clean to renovate it and not keep storage in there anymore. And no one put the chair there. He doesn't know why that happened. And it's just weird, like the placement of the chair. So he was kind of weirded out and he told me about it. Things that are weirder that kind of tie into that, shortly thereafter, he gets a text from one of the tenants in the building who owns a bridal shop. And she said, hey, I would really prefer if you could give me notice when someone's going to be entering my unit, especially when I'm not here. And he said, no one went into your unit. And she goes, yes, they definitely did. They're like, my furniture has been rearranged. There's a chair completely out of place, pulled up on a weird angle, facing out the window as if someone was sitting looking out the window. And he was like, seriously? She's like, yeah, and they spilled their coffee on my windowsill too. She is absolutely certain that that stain was not there when she locked up the evening before, and that chair was in its rightful place. It was not there. So it's just really interesting how, like, he had this experience with the chair with the window. She has this experience on the same floor. Oh yeah, that was on the 3rd floor as well. Yeah, so just, what the heck is happening on the 3rd floor?
It just looks like somebody's pulling up a chair to look out the window.
Yeah, so just so much weird, but so much excitement. We are addicted to weird. We love weird. So.
Okay, so now you can enjoy this mini investigation that we did upstairs on the 3rd floor in the Children's Psychiatric Assessment Unit.
I just wanted to mention this strange bathroom on the 3rd floor. It has a super weird vibe, and we just wanted to film it for you guys because a strange man was seen in there. And keep in mind, this is a woman's bathroom, and when the girl left to have this guy removed, he was gone and nobody saw him again. Unfortunately, we didn't get a description, so we aren't sure, but this could be the trench coat man that people have been seeing in the building.
It pulled open on its own. I opened it, it pulled in on its own. That's why I jumped. Like I was like this. Okay, not behind that. Yeah, not at all. There's another one of those chairs right by the window.
It is by the window.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird.
What?
Another one of those mirrors where there's like a weird drawing.
I didn't realize this until now, but it looks like an alien. Does this building suddenly have some type of association with aliens now? I don't know, but this is getting weirder.
Ooh, it's got this like weird feeling in my head and then. Probably camera.
Camera.
Oh my god. Yep, there you are. Yeah. Let's do the finger test, guys. So when there's a mirror like this, I guess your finger is not supposed to touch itself. When you touch a real mirror, it's supposed to be like that. But that touched itself. Sidebar, shout out to Black Market Nails for these ball and nails. Thanks, Brooke. So here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
That this would be like another viewing room for that room, like that's a viewing room for that room.
Okay. Right, like maybe they had like group sessions with kids or something. It doesn't mean that there was always a table in there either. It could have been like a playroom or something.
Yeah.
I have to apologize. This has got to be my worst filming work ever. It's very shaky and all over the place, and I didn't realize that I was doing this until I was editing it. But this room was crazy disorienting. This whole unit was very disorienting. The floors were a little bit crooked, but it just gave my head this swimming pain feeling the entire time, and it really showed through with my filming. But it gives you an idea of how I felt the entire time I was in there, because it didn't feel great.
Yeah, this one.
Whew.
This one's weird too.
Because it's like a viewing area to the hall. Why? Sounds like someone was in there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't load this.
Yeah, okay, it's this one for me, this one for me. I felt kind of weirded out as we were going down there. When we got there, I didn't mind. Coming back
you were
here.
picking up on the room that I was talking about.
No, that room feels okay to me. When we're here, I feel like someone's behind me. I feel like kind of dizzy, a little bit headachy. Heavier over here. Let's go. Oh my god, my head. Like, what's wrong? I was fine until we came in here. Especially back here. Yeah, this is weird. Okay, don't like this. If there's any little kids here who want to chat, my phone here, you can talk into it and then we can hear you. If you feel like you have tried to talk to people and they don't understand you or they don't hear you, this might help.
And we would like
Kid?
we would love to listen. We feel like your story is very important. Okay.
I'm okay.
That's good.
We heard that there was a little girl hanging around up here that she like. You were the something?
Walk toward me.
Oh, where are you? The camera froze on this.
Oh my god, it did. Chill.
That's weird.
Where can you... Just upstairs? Is that what it said?
I don't know. Did you touch my phone? Is that why it's been acting funny? Did you go near it and touch it? You're allowed to. I'm not in trouble. 30? 33? What's the number out here? It was 3 something.
I thought it was 30 something, but I can double check.
It's still frozen.
28.
28.
Two-way?
Oh yeah, 2-way mirror. Did you used to come here? Did you? Right there? Are you a boy or a girl? Boy?
Yeah, it sounded like boy.
How many of you are here? How many of you are here? I'm gonna restart this.
Yeah, because it's all frozen.
Yeah, it's still frozen. I ended the recording and now the whole thing is frozen.
Oh, it is too. Show them so they know. Nothing's happening.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Super strange. Let's just kind of walk through and see.
What did it say?
Far right.
To the right?
Something far right.
Oh.
So if we do that, watch out. I'm holding this so close to me. So if I stand here, do we go right or left?
Forward, I think. Is what I heard.
Okay, well, we'll go in here first.
I feel like I just saw someone standing in that room over there out of the corner of my eye. Like standing in the doorway.
At the very end?
Yeah, very end of the hall, the door that's open.
Okay, let's go in there.
I'll let you lead.
Just want to check if there's a number. There isn't.
I think there's one in the hallway that we can check.
Yeah, the one right there's the 309. I'm just checking if there's any other.
Oh, any other, like, doors?
Yeah, because well, there's 2 doors that have been taken down and leaning against the wall.
Right.
You want to chat in here?
Two-way mirrors have always, like, given me the creep.
In here. Are you in here? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of what I heard too. Coming.
Or something.
The box.
The box.
See, we should go.
This is where I saw the person.
Yeah. Yeah, where the light switches in.
Would it be creepier if we just had a little bit of light coming in from out there and stayed in the dark? Yeah, assaulted.
Haven't heard from any kids in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Look, just camera.
Oh.
The camera looks weird on your phone.
It's hazy because of the headphones. Can you tell us your name?
Kid.
Mm-hmm. The kid. What's your name?
Are we talking to one person?
Can you tell us the number of the room that we're in? What's the number on the hallway door?
It's whenever we ask how many people there are that it gets quiet.
Interesting.
Is there anyone in this room with us?
Got the spirit talker app open. This room looks rough.
Yeah. It adds to the spookiness.
Phantom. See, this is
Phantom.
I don't super trust this app. Phantom of the Opera is here. I mean, it is an opera.
Right? Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah. Oop. Right? What do you remember about this unit or business? Are we standing in the right room to communicate with you? She shouts.
She shouts.
This could be me reaching, but like sometimes when kids come to therapy.
That's what I was picturing.
Mm-hmm.
Or either that or this little girl spirit is shouting and not being heard.
Right. I don't know if we introduced ourselves. My name is Alice and this is Jen, and we would love to talk to you.
Sorry, I had the echo one just because if you missed it the first time, I don't know if this is helpful or not. Boo. Is that echo helpful or not?
Let's try it without again, just to be.
The reverb might be better.
White light. Where are you? It feels like you're playing hide and go seek. Do you like hide and go seek?
32. There's a lot coming out of this.
I'm gonna say Marco and you say Polo when we get close by to you, okay? Marco. 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 Oh, did I just hear a polo?
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought I just heard a polo.
Yeah.
One more time. Marco. Huh? That kind of sounded like Marco.
Yes.
Are you in this room with us right now?
You tell us where to go? Where do we go to find you?
Theater? Theater.
Yeah.
Did you paint on the mirror? Did you paint on the mirror?
You know that.
What were you drawing there? Kind of reminds me of an alien.
The manager.
The manager.
Yeah.
Do you not like the manager? Or did the manager do it? Is it the manager that did it?
So,
Are you talking about the manager of the building right now, or the manager who ran this?
well, no.
Psychological assessment center? Look around.
Where should we look? Where are you? Where are you?
Where are the kids that we were talking to before? Or did somebody come in? Did somebody come and help the kids leave?
So, people.
Go back. Maybe.
Boy.
There's definitely a boy.
Funny, because the other medium said it was a little girl.
Sing fine.
See if we can find. Where do we find the? Where would we find him? Bathroom? Or next room? Or can find him. That's it. That's the room we're done. That's it. I feel like we can't breathe. Oh. Where can we find the boy?
And taxes.
Sending you love, light, and peace. Blessed be to you.
That voice at the end sounded like a teenager. Yeah. Like a teenage boy. Okay, this is 304. It's at 33. So cold up here. Heat rises. What the frick?
It's like 10 degrees colder up here.
That's uncommon. There's a wheelchair in there. This is it in this room. Alarming. Does anybody earn space up here? They can't, it's so cold.
The only one that I know of is one of these is the apartment.
They're freezing up here. I would imagine it's this. I'm sorry. Did this ever exist before?
Dude. It ended
I know,
here.
right?
We came out every single hang on.
We've been here for well over a year.
This summer will be 2 years. And when we first got to this building, we came up every single floor and investigated it.
I know. wonder if it's just one unit. Keep it. That door up there is like half of a person.
It's like tiny. It's tiny.
At this point, something jogged Alice's memory, and she wanted to show me that this door is usually unlocked. And when it was, we went in. Nobody was in there. But this is another area that they're renovating. And before it was all torn up, this is where that chair was seen looking out the window, being the only piece of furniture in the room.
Impromptu. We did not plan that.
No.
The universe just had this plan for us. Like, we literally walked in the building at the same time as the property manager, and he told us about it and he gave us permission to go. So we just, yeah.
Make sure to leave down in the comment section if you guys have any insight or if you guys get any intuitive feelings when you're watching this video and you're seeing this room. Yeah, let us know everything you are thinking and feeling down in the comment section.
Even if you're a skeptic, we love to hear from you too. It's really fun to just have this big discussion in the comments and see what everybody thinks. Also, boop that like button if you enjoyed this update and if you want to see more.
If you're not already following us on Instagram, please go over and follow us at TLS_paranormal. And we will see you next time.
Live your life with love and light.
And keep on creeping on.
Bye.
Bye.